All right, we are live. We are live. Episode 12 of the Clash of Cultures live shows.
Is
we are
this
heading
really?
into
You counted that?
episode 12. Episode 12. We're heading into week 5. Obviously, a lot of good games this week. Let us know, those of you guys who are slowly sprinkling here, let us know what teams you're rooting for, where you guys are viewing from. Obviously, last week's show was one of our most successful live shows due to all of the good games last week. Hoping we can kind of follow that up with another good live show this week.
Now, are you seeing people on?
There's a couple people on here.
My thing's still saying waiting on podcast.
No, we're live. We're live. But obviously, like I said, a lot of good games this week as well. Not as good as last week, but big matchup starting Friday, and then a couple of good ones throughout the weekend. But before we start the talking of the games this week, what was your kind of takeaways from last week's game, Seth? I know we kind of did a recap, but what was your takeaways from it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you had some big games. I think obviously the Alabama situation is much better with Milroe, and that defense is still elite. There's some concern about the USC defense. Colorado, obviously, and I think we said this, they're going to struggle against the top teams. I like the resiliency of Ohio State. And I think Kyle McCord is going to be okay, right? It may take a minute, but, I like the progression. I like the growth. What's up, Edgar? Florida State, I think we got to give them credit for winning a game at Clemson on the road. They are a true national championship contender. Those are my major takeaways. What about you?
Mine was Ohio State. I think they showed up when they needed to most. A lot of question marks surrounded them in the first couple of weeks. Their offense didn't look good. Their offense didn't look great in this game either. But they got the job done. Their defense played lights out. Obviously, what's good, Bama? Obviously,
I just gave Bama some love.
Obviously, they were up 3-0 at half, and they were able to kind of fight at the end, get in the end zone with the running back after some kind of weird plays at the end. But great game to watch. Those of you guys who watched the game, was a great game. I know I was on here bashing Notre Dame, but I enjoyed the game. All the jokes aside, it was a good game. Obviously, Notre Dame has a big matchup this week, a game day game, which we're going to talk about. Is Ohio State on a bye week?
Ohio State has a bye. Yep.
What's going on, Greg?
What up, Greg?
But let's just kind of get right into it. This week, I do have the banners already preloaded. Just to get started, we are talking about the Utah-Oregon State game, and I did put the line on here as well, just so that way we could see like the betting odds and stuff.
Oh, look at you, boy! That boy is standing. I see you with the line.
So, do you think, just to kind of before we give our takes, do you think it's weird that Utah's the underdog in this game?
Very, especially Oregon State. Although they played Washington State tough, I think this goes to your point. I think this is partially because of the Cam Rising situation, but Utah is, again, back-to-back Pac-12 champions, and they still seem to get no love. I understand it because of Cam Rising, but that Utah defense is nasty. Obviously, the offense didn't look great against UCLA, but that defense literally shut UCLA down. And DJ has turned the ball over a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, it's very surprising to me that they're the underdog in this game. I would think that they opened up as I wouldn't say a heavy favorite, but a comfortable favorite, given that they're a proven team and Oregon State hasn't really been proven yet. If not for being played on a Friday, this should have been game day. I agree. I think this would have been game day if it was on the Saturday. I think definitely would have been a good game day game. Mm-hmm. DJ said good evening. How's it going, man?
What up, DJ?
But yeah, I think this game is going to be a good one. I'll give my kind of prediction for it. I do have Utah winning this game, but like Greg said, I think it's a game day caliber game. I think it's a very close game, and I actually think it's going to be very low scoring. I don't think this is a high scoring game. I don't like Utah's offense without Cam Rising, and Oregon State's offense has been shaky other than a few of their games against lesser opponents. I know they scored 35 last week in a shootout against Washington State, but I think you're going against the number one defense in the Pac-12. DJ has already struggled in his career against solid defenses, so they're going to have to rely heavily on the ground game with Damian Martinez, and I don't know how far that's going to get you if Utah loads the box, because I personally don't really trust DJ to throw the ball down the field to win me the game. I don't think he's shown that in his career yet, and I'm a DJ fan, but I just don't know if he's able to do that. So I have Utah winning this game 24-20. I have it a 4-point game. But I have them winning 24-20. What do you look? What are you looking at?
My score is also 4. I have Utah also winning. I have them winning 21-17. Again, same things you said. I think for Utah to win this game, it's going to be
Bama has it 20-16. That's funny,
man. So we're all I think we're all right in that same ballpark. I think this game is going to be all about Utah's defense. Like I said, DJU's had some issues. I don't know what's going on with Cam Rising, but I don't think he's playing. Obviously, they're able to run the ball a little bit with Nate. But yeah, I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game. I think this is going to be a defensive game, and I think Utah's going to be able to pull it off.
Alrighty, moving on to and Greg. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. To be honest, I think he was supposed to play against UCLA, didn't play. So I'm not gonna say he's playing until I see him on the field playing. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, we have number 6 Penn State at Northwestern. Obviously, a 4-touchdown favorite. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I don't have them covering 26.5, but I have them at 25. I think Penn State, that defense has looked dominant. They've done a good job not turning the ball over. Northwestern, team in shambles. But Penn State is a power run team. I don't think they're a team that's going to put up 50, 60 points. I don't think that's really them. This is a power run team, smart, plays with great defense. I have this game 35-10.
I have it 38-10. So we're pretty much right on the same page there. I think Penn State's offense is really good. Northwestern obviously is having some question marks around their program. So I think Penn State is going to dominate this game. Edgar said Penn State have been having a quietly good season. Yeah.
So
I would say, wait, before you say something, I would say it's quiet for people who don't watch college football weekly. Edgar, obviously, with us starting this podcast, has kind of just gotten into the college football scene. So I could see that from your perspective. But I think people who are diehard fans of the sport, I would say since week 1, they've already been on the radar. I think they're a top 12 team heading into the season, or maybe even top 10. They could have been number 9, I think, right around there. So I would say it's quiet in terms of maybe media coverage. But as far as potential to make it to the playoffs, I would say they've been right there all season.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, everybody knows their Penn State season comes down to 2 games. I think if they're able to beat Michigan and or Ohio State, then the noise around them is going to get much louder. They're going to get much more attention. They're going to get much more love. I think everybody knows the rest of these games, they're kind of expected to win. But, the question is, can they get past the 2 big brothers in their division?
Alrighty, moving on to the next game. We have number 8 USC, a 21.5-point favorite at Colorado. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of media coverage at this game. Colorado coming off of a big loss, and then USC not looking too great against Arizona State. So I think it has the makings to be a watchable game, I'm hoping. But what is your thoughts on this one? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about this. I think at the end of the day, USC, their defense has not been great, but what they've been able to do is sack the quarterback. I think they have something like 15, 16 sacks. And I think Shador is the leader in quarterback sacks taken for all of Division I. Again, another 7 against Oregon last week, as we talked about this being an issue last week. I don't see that letting up. I think they're able to move the ball a little bit better than they did against Oregon. I think they were able to put up some points. But I think USC just is an offensive juggernaut. And Colorado is shown having some issues being able to stop some people. So, yeah, I have Colorado losing this one, even though it's at home. I don't have USC covering, though, 21.5. I have this game 45-28.
I have this game at 48-27, so I don't have them covering either. I have them winning by 21. I think that's right around the over, if I'm not mistaken, that over 75. I think the over was literally like 73. Yeah, the over 74, and I have it at 75 points. Those of you guys who watched the USC Colorado game, preview, I said that I think the over is going to be hitting this game. Greg said it's really impressive. Dion has tripled their win count already, but the media needs to stop writing Colorado. Yeah, I agree, but we'll see. I hope they can compete in this game. If they do, then I think they deserve the media hype. But I think if they get blown out again, then I think at that point we need to stop talking about them as much as we do.
Greg, he has an E and an I, so it's DEION.
Moving on to the next game, number 22 Florida at Kentucky. Kentucky's the 1-point favorite. I'll go first with this one. I have this game as my upset pick of the week, but I don't really know if it's an upset because Kentucky is the favorite. I have them winning 23-20. Florida obviously beat Tennessee, but they did lose to Utah. I think Kentucky is as good as Tennessee, if not better. We'll talk about Tennessee later in today's live show. But I think Florida has a lot of question marks. Obviously, Graham Mertz has looked a little bit better than we thought he was going to be after the Utah performance. But I like Kentucky. I think they've had an easy schedule so far, so I think this is their chance to kind of cement themselves into the top 25 by beating a top 25 team in Florida. I know they have a really tough schedule after this. They play Georgia, Mizzou, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Alabama, and then Louisville to end the season. So I think this will be kind of a game that would change the course of the season. I think if they lose this game, it could be. This might sound crazy, but I think if they lose this game, this could depend on whether they're going to be bowl eligible or not. The reason why I say that is because you still play against a team in Louisville who's undefeated. You still play Alabama. You still play Tennessee. You still play Georgia. You play Mizzou, who's undefeated. So I think this is one of those games where, for confidence, Kentucky has to win to kind of validate themselves, solidify themselves in the SEC, because Florida's a middle-of-the-road team, just like Kentucky is. So if they're able to beat Florida and cover, that 1 point and win at home, I think it's big for their confidence heading into Georgia in a week or two. So I have them winning 23-20.
Yeah, so my problem with Kentucky is when I look at the game, they are 4-0. But when I look at who they've beaten, Ball State, Vanderbilt, a bunch of non-SEC teams outside of Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt obviously is in the SEC, but I think we can all agree that Vanderbilt's probably in the bottom of the SEC. So nobody that really, to me, has a big pulse. And this Florida team is gaining confidence. So I do have Florida winning. I think I like the offensive skill positions, and I think Graham Mertz has done a good job of getting the ball to playmakers. So I have Florida winning. I have them winning 27-21. I think Kentucky's going to make it a game, but I think Florida's just the better team.
Okay, so you gave your prediction. I gave mine. Before we get into the next game, which is Georgia-Auburn, I want to kind of give a shout out to our pickem. So let me pull up the leaderboard right now. So the first place on the leaderboard is we're tied. Two people are tied. Cat 09 lives is 31-9 in the first 4 weeks, which is good. I'm not going to say anything crazy, so don't worry.
Yeah, I was about to say, because some of these names get wild. I was wondering how far down you was going to go.
He's tied with Hella Dubs. So they're both 31-9. I'm not sure who those two are. So if you're in here, please let us know. If you end up viewing the live show, let us know as well.
Hella Dubs, I see you.
I'm just letting y'all know, we are giving away not a signed jersey. We are giving away a jersey of your choice to the winner, and you're gonna have to prove that it's you. I'm just letting you know. We're gonna have to figure out a way to prove that it's you, because anybody could be like, "Oh, I'm Hella Dubs."
I don't know who Hella Dubs is.
So we're gonna have to figure that out. I know Bama's in here. Bama's 29-11, so he's in third place right now. Gonzo is 29-11, so he's tied as well. Okay. I'm not going to say that name. He's 28-12. Zach with Drake May for Heisman. He's a UNC fan. He's 27-13. Dad, you are 26-14, and I am 23-17. I have a fun fact. Of everybody that's played all 4 weeks, I have the worst record. I have the worst record out of anybody who's played all 4 weeks. Well, so I'm 23-17. Thomas Pope, I know he's in here. He's a younger looking guy with the blonde hair. He's 24-16. DJ's 24-16, so he's 1 game ahead of me.
What is going on with your picks?
Well, I mean, obviously 2 games that I picked were Clemson, so both of those I shook. And I kind of went on the Nebraska hype train early on, and so hopefully we kind of bounce back. Obviously, those of you who haven't been doing, like Edgar's only played 3 weeks, he's 20-10. So those people who haven't made their picks in time, please do that so you guys can kind of catch up and get a chance to win that jersey. But moving on to our next game, we have number 1 Georgia, the 14-point favorite over Auburn. Bryce, if you're in here, I want to know what you think about your Auburn Tigers. And if you guys have a chance in this game, Dad, I'll let you go first in this one.
Yeah, the Georgia offense has not looked great. In fact, the Georgia team has not looked great. I just don't think Auburn yet has enough to really give them to give them something to be concerned about. Thorne has not looked great for them. The transfer from Michigan State. You were talking about basically a 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. And nobody's really broken out. So I think this is a game where Georgia can flex a little bit of a muscle. I think they're going to, especially with, Auburn at the end of the day is a blue blood. This is a team that's won a national championship. They are in a big rivalry. We all know their name. We know who they are. But I just don't think they're at the level of Georgia. I have Georgia kind of putting this one away a little bit. I have them winning 38-17.
Okay, I have this game 38-20. So again, we're pretty much neck and neck there.
Yeah.
I think the game is going to be close early though. Oh, you just had to take a phone call. I saw something about phone call with that. I was like, what the heck? But I think this game is going to be close early on. Georgia has started slow in every one of their games this year.
Yeah.
I think outside of one. So I think again, playing against a tough team, in the SEC opponent, I know against South Carolina. I think it was close in like the first half, if I'm not mistaken. I think they were down. Yeah,
South Carolina was winning 14-3 at halftime.
So again, I think this is one of those situations where they could be. I don't think they're going to be down at half. But I think they could be, up by 7 at half or something like that. But I think they pull away late. And like I said, I have it 38-20. DJ has it 45-17, Georgia. So you have it obviously a little bit wider than me and my dad. But moving on to our next one, we have number 2 Michigan, 17-point favorite at Nebraska. I can go first on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Obviously, I've been high on Nebraska all offseason. They completely disappointed me. And it's crazy. So before I get my prediction, my kind of 3 agendas, if I'm not mistaken, this year were Nebraska, Louisville. What was the last one? Was it Colorado being bad? Or I think it had to be another team.
I mean, you liked Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma. That's right, Oklahoma. It was Louisville, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. I'm 2 for 3 on those, obviously. The other 2 teams that look really good. Nebraska has looked terrible. Alex, if you're in here, which I know you're not, I'm sorry.
Is somebody trying to make fantasy trades in here? is that Alex?
That's not Alex, bro. That's got to be like. No, that's got to be like one of your friends or something in our league. Because Shy Sports Fan, I don't remember that name at all in the chat. Hey, Shy Sports Fan, how did you find our channel?
Somebody here trying to find.
No, he's got to be in one of our fantasy leagues. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's trying to do fantasy.
Auburn has a terrible offense. Yeah, so I think. Hold on.
My man literally said a fantasy trade
out of nowhere. But yeah,
that's what's up, man. Thanks for joining, man.
Yeah, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And maybe we can do that trade. But I think when you look at my 3 picks, search.
My man said search fantasy, and I guess we came up. Yeah, I would take that trade. I think no knock to Williams. But I think
wait a minute. Wait, Shy Sports. Okay, y'all. I like the stream. We appreciate that, man. We're a college football channel. I'm not sure how you found us, but we appreciate you showing up.
Man, my man got a question, man. I would take Kamara for Williams. I would take.
I personally have Kamara, and I'm hoping he has a breakout year. I lost Nick Chubb in both my leagues, so hopefully, this is a crazy topic. Hopefully, Kamara kind of balls out. But we are a college football channel. If you like college football, man, we talk NFL every now and then as well. Make sure you subscribe. We're giving away a signed Heisman jersey at 1,000 subscribers. So welcome to the community, man. Welcome to the channel.
I love it, man. Well, man, that's how you come in. Ask your damn question.
That's actually hilarious. But W channel subs, appreciate it. We go live twice a week. This is our live show. That is actually a
question. Shit. Ask your question.
That's crazy. But obviously, I've been very high on Nebraska in the offseason. They came against who they play against Minnesota, looked decent against Minnesota. Minnesota was good last year, then got blown out to Colorado. Lost to who they lose to after that?
Man, I don't know.
They lost to somebody, and then Jackson W. And then they lost to, or they're going to lose to Michigan.
No, they lost to Minnesota.
They lost
to Colorado.
And they beat somebody.
They beat Northern Illinois, and they beat La Tech.
Oh, he said Jackson W. He said, let's go blue.
That's what's up. Oh, wait a minute. You I was with you for a second, man. Oh, come on, Shy. Don't do that to me. Oh,
DJ said, I think Michigan has been playing possum with Harbaugh going, only scoring 30 on nobodies. But I haven't watched them, just hunch. Yeah, I haven't watched any Michigan games, honestly. Wait, before I give you the floor, I do have Michigan winning 41-13. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough to say. I don't think a team would say we're not going to score points. Like, that doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on with Michigan, but something just, and again, undefeated. The defenses looked outstanding, but something is going on with that offense. They just, if you look at the yards, Donovan Edwards hasn't played great. Blake Corum hasn't played great. JJ hasn't looked great. Again, they're able to score 30, and obviously they got a big, nasty defense, and they're able to stop people. But that offense has not really kicked it into gear like I thought they would. It's funny that Guinea Pig Clip says 34-6 because I got this game 34-7. So yeah, okay. I think that defense is going to shut Nebraska down. But I just something's going on with that Michigan offense. I don't think they're a 40-point per game team.
All right, moving on to the next game. This is the game that I wish was game day. To be honest, guys, I think this is one of the most underrated games. I don't think Kansas is going to lose by 17 points. I know
that's
Kansas.
A shot. That's ridiculous.
I know Kansas is a basketball school like Duke. We can call them what they want. Kansas had a good season last year. They have a top 3 to 4 quarterback in the Big 12, maybe top 5. One of the best running backs in the Big 12. A lot of their production back as well. Looked good so far this season. Obviously, they're 4-0 with wins over BYU, Nevada, Illinois, Missouri State. They looked really good against Illinois. Illinois came back late, but they had control of that game throughout the whole game. So I don't think they lose by 17. I do have Texas winning this game, though. DJ said that line makes no sense. He said I like Kansas to cover too. Go Jayhawks. Yeah, so I have Kansas losing 38-34. So I have it a 4-point game. I definitely think it's a trap game. He says now this should be closer. Kansas is tough this year. Would you be surprised if Kansas won this game?
Not at all. Jalen Daniels, I've been talking about. I mean, he's legit. And then they got Devin Neal. I think you talked about a great running back. This Kansas team, if I was to, I'm going to pick Texas. But if I was to have an upset special, I do have one. But if I was to have a second one, if I said a team was on upset alert, this would be my game. I would say this: if I was betting on any game, on any line, out of the top 25, I can't outside of that. This is the game I'd bet. That 16.5, I take Kansas with 16.5 all day. I don't think they're going to lose by 16.5. So much like you, this is crazy. I don't know what's going on this week. I have Texas winning, but 35-31.
So Daniel says I like Kansas to win. Do you have it 35-31? I think I had it 38-34. DJ said Texas 34-24.
Yeah,
we've been very consistent so far about our picks. That's funny.
Somebody said they got Kansas to win. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked.
Moving on to our next game, we have number 23 Missouri breaking the top 25 this week. 13.5-point favorite at Vanderbilt. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm so Vandy obviously is not a great team. They're 2-3. I need to see Missouri in a very tough game to really get a better idea of what this Missouri team is. No knock, 4-0 is 4-0, but I don't think they have a great win. They Memphis, Kansas State. I don't think they have a great win. I guess you can say the Kansas State game win was decent. I want to see them play some SEC teams, but Vanderbilt is really bad. So I have Missouri winning 42-21.
Guinea Pig says 24-13 Mizzou. This won't be a blowout. I have this game 27-17. So pretty close with Guinea Pig. Good point, Jack's not sure who Mizzou is. Yeah, I think who do they play next week? I think they win this game, obviously, and then they play LSU next week. That's going to be obviously a big test for them at home.
That is a game day game.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me look at next week's games really quick and see what kind of.
I mean, a little surprise. Sometimes they like.
Oh no, they're not getting it. They're not getting it. It's okay. Oklahoma, Texas next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're going to get that one. DJ has it. Missouri 31-20. But yeah, I mean, hopefully this game is a good game. Vanderbilt hasn't looked great this year. Obviously, Mizzou's 4-0. So should be a good one. Obviously, SEC play, but I'm hoping it's a close game. I know JB wants it to be a blowout. We haven't seen JB in here in a while. Want to know his take on it. But moving on to the next one. Number 13 LSU, 2.5-point favorite at number 20 Ole Miss. I'll go first on this one. I think this game is not going to be close. I had the same hunch when they played. Who did they play? Was Mississippi
Alabama?
State? No, Mississippi State. Was it when Neighbors had like a crazy stat line in the first half? I think it was Mississippi State, if I'm not mistaken. And like, I think we were all in here saying
they did. They went 14. Against Mississippi State.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be another game like that. I think they blow Ole Miss out the water. I think they're going to get on them early, and then they have a chance to kind of rally late with Ole Miss. But I have it 38-24. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 3-score game at halftime with LSU kind of trying to make a statement. I feel very confident they cover 2.5 points. Very confident in that.
Yeah, man, we're very close this week. Yeah, I this Ole Miss team really disappointed me last week, and that offense looked like again. I think Lane Kiffin is a great offensive play caller, but I don't think these guys can block. Yeah, I have it 41-24 LSU. I think they win going away. I think, like I said, I don't think Ole Miss is ready to play with the big dogs yet.
Alrighty, moving on to our next one. We have number 9 Oregon, the 27-point favorite over Stanford. Not much to say about this one. I have them winning 56-17.
You said 29. Is it 27 or 29?
Did I write it down wrong? I
No.
might have wrote it down wrong. It's 27. At least on ESPN, it's 27. I just go off of ESPN's.
Okay.
Yeah, I have them winning 56-17.
Yeah, I have it 55-7. Stanford is horrible. Yeah, 55-7. Not much to say there.
All right, moving on to the next one. Iowa State at number 14, Oklahoma, 20-point favorite. I'll let you kind of do this one first because it might seem like a blowout, but what do you think about this game?
Yeah, so again, the Oklahoma team is a team that I'm starting to get some love for. I love what Dylan Gabriel does, and I think we've mentioned them as kind of our sleeper early. They have some pieces. They can put some points up. They've done some things. I need to see more out of that run game. But I think this team is on its way. Iowa State at 2-2, a little bit concerned with them, and I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Oklahoma. You said you don't have it as a blowout?
Go ahead and give your prediction first.
Yeah, I have this 48-24.
I have it 45-24.
Oh my goodness, what is this?
But here's the thing though. I think looking at it though, and if you guys think that I'm lying, I do have it all written down. So
I get mine
just
first,
in case,
so.
just in case people think that we're lying on it or something.
I
Guinea Pig has it 27-10 Oklahoma.
Hopefully you can't see mine, but
DJ has it 34-10 Oklahoma. It's not gonna be close. Yeah, I think it's gonna be 45-24. I just think against SMU, Oklahoma struggled a little bit. And then pulled away late. So this could be a situation like that where it's close at halftime, and then they just have such better talent that they end up pulling away. I wouldn't be surprised there. And that's why I have it only a 21-point victory, which is still a lot. But when you look at a team like Oklahoma, who's in the top 15, and a team like Iowa State, who hasn't really found their identity, you'd expect them to win by 30 or something, which I wouldn't be surprised of either. But I have it a 21-point win. Okay. Moving on to the next game. Obviously, a lot of you guys in the chat are excited for this one. Number 11, Notre Dame, 5.5-point favorite at number 17, Duke. I'll let you go first on this one as well.
Yeah. So where Duke impressed me and where I think they're going to be able to control this game is in the trenches. Yeah. Where is Mike? Hey. Mike is grieving, huh?
I don't know. Guinea Pig and DJ have been standing strong. I don't know where Michael's at.
But yeah, I think what we saw against, to me, a much more talented Ohio State defense than the Duke defense is that Notre Dame offensive line is going to be able to push some people around. I think they're going to do that to Duke. Like I said, I had Duke as kind of a underdog starting the season, but I think this game is going to be a little bit too much for them. I have Notre Dame winning 28-17.
So you have it 28-17, which is an 11-point win.
Yes.
I have it 31-20, which is an 11-point win.
What is going on today?
And again, I have it right here. I'll show y'all. So, I don't want y'all to see my next one, but I have it 31-20 Notre Dame. Daniel has it. Upset. An upset.
Daniel got a lot of upsets. I see you, Daniel.
K_E says 35-14. What is your first name? And if you don't want to, you can give me a fake name if you want, but just so that way when you talk, I can address you. Obviously we don't have 1,000
K_E.
Yeah, so we don't have 1,000 people in here. There's only 10 of us, just so I can address people correctly. So that way I'm not saying K_E when I'm addressing you. But I have it, like I said, 31-20. I think this game is gonna be Kurt. Okay, got you. Greg said pulling for Notre Dame mainly because I want them to be ranked as high as possible when they play Louisville next week. That's gonna be a good game. Okay. Guinea Pig said 37-17 statement win. I'll be in here as long as they don't lose on the last play of the game. I think this game's gonna be good, but I've been on record as well saying I don't think Clemson should have lost to them. I think we beat them in every stat, and I don't think they can beat another top team like Notre Dame by losing in every stat and just hoping that the ball bounces their way, because I don't anticipate them being able to outrun them or outthrow them. I don't think they're going to be able to even win the turnover margin, to be completely honest. Obviously, they won the turnover margin severely against Clemson. I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't know what the weather's going to be like, if it's going to be a rain game or whatever. I don't know how much home field advantage is going to play. So I like Notre
Hey,
Dame
hold on,
covering
hold on.
this.
I got a quick question. Hey, Shad Sports Fan 654, did you make that trade? We in it now. We need to know. Did you make the trade? You're just gonna leave us? We done gave you good advice. I need to know.
That's crazy.
Did you pull the trade?
Sterling said 38-24 Irish. I think it's competitive early. Greg said Notre Dame will win, but it wouldn't be surprised if Duke pulls it off. Yeah, I think Notre Dame wins the game. I think it's competitive early as well. But I think once Notre Dame gets ahead of Duke, I don't think Duke can storm back like they did against Clemson. Because I think Notre Dame's offense is leaps and bounds ahead of Clemson's offense right now. So I don't think they're going to be able to stop Sam Hartman and Audric Estime. So I think it's going to be a good game. Obviously, a good game day game. Moving on, South Carolina at number 21, Tennessee, 12-point favorite. I'm glad you said I'm going first because this is another upset of the week. South Carolina's going to win this game.
This is my upset of the week.
South Carolina's going to win this game, and I'm a Clemson fan. I hate South Carolina, but they are going to beat Tennessee. Tennessee has looked awful all year, and it's another team where I had an agenda. I would say an agenda, but they were a top 10 team, so it's like everybody. It wasn't just me who thought they were going to be good. Yeah. But I thought Joe Milton would be a Heisman caliber player. You lose to Florida, obviously on the road. You look terrible in your first couple of games against Austin Peay and whoever the hell else you played. I think South Carolina has one of those kind of offenses, like we saw against Georgia, the number one team in the country, where if you give them a little bit of life, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And I think if Tennessee goes down 14-3 or 14-7.5, I don't think they have the consistent offense to be able to put drives together to beat South Carolina. Because I think both teams have chunk plays, but I just trust in South Carolina a little bit more based on what we've seen so far. Guinea Pig Clip says 24-21 Tennessee over the lesser Carolina. I wouldn't be surprised at that either. Obviously, they're a 12-point favorite. I am extremely confident to say they're not going to cover 12 points. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Tennessee is still hurting over last year, and it's kneeling at night, so I think they'll win by 7-10. Again, I can see that as well. I told you before the season Milton was not that guy. You did say that. I was a fan of Milton, obviously, strong arm, but he hasn't really conformed to that offense just yet. He hasn't taken the leap like Hendon Hooker did. So I have this game 33-31 South Carolina.
Oh, you have it closer. Yeah, so I think if I had to list my most disappointing teams, Tennessee would be high on that list. Oh, no.
Daniel is an upset god around here.
So I have South Carolina winning.
Okay, he has a 34-31. I had 33-31.
I have it a little bit I have it by 7. I have it 31-24. Yeah, I think this Tennessee team is disappointing. And maybe it's the loss of Hooker and Hyatt and Tillman, and they just can't bounce back, but they have not looked great. And Florida decimated this team. And I think South Carolina is neck and neck with Florida in terms of talent. So yeah, I have South Carolina winning by 7.
Alrighty, before we move on to the next game, y'all, please do us a quick favor, like the stream. If you haven't already, please turn on notification bell. We are going to go live again Saturday night after all of these matchups to kind of talk football again. Sterling said Daniel's wildin'. Bama said 38-34 South Carolina. But yeah, please do us a favor, like the stream. And also, let's do something real quick. Let's challenge you guys real quick. Do me a quick favor.
I don't know.
Share this YouTube, this live to someone in your contacts that is not already on the channel. Bring them in right now live to talk football with us, so we can get more football discussions and dialogue and more opinions. So please do us a quick favor and do that. Just send it to somebody real quick. Tell them to get in here. Tell them that it's a live show that we're talking college football. Moving on to our next game, we have Alabama, number 12 Alabama, 12.5-point favorite at Mississippi State. I'll let you go first on this one.
Yeah, like I said, that Alabama defense flexed their muscles. I think what you're going to see is the rest of the season is they're going to put Milroe in very safe situations, allow him to use his athleticism, and really just turn it over to the defense. If Alabama is to make some noise, it's going to be on the back of that defense. That defense is legit. I think they're able to flex their muscle in this game. I think they're not going to give up much to a Mississippi State team that's already lost 2 games. I have Alabama winning 24-7.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
What?
I have this game 27-6. So I have it very like lopsided
Close
as well. I don't know why. It's really weird. Like literally all of our games have been really close. Bama has a 31-10. No way Bama loses. Mississippi State and Auburn are probably at the bottom of that SEC West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it 27-6. Bama. I think Mississippi State scores 2 field goals. I don't think they score a touchdown. I think Alabama's defense is really good. And I have Alabama scoring 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. So I think it's going to be I would say a close game early maybe, and then it could be maybe 17 to 6 or 17 to 3 at half, and then Bama kind of just puts the game away late, running the ball against Mississippi State and kind of holding the ball. But moving on to our next one, I'm actually really excited for this game. This might be one of the games that I am very excited for, and that's number 7 Washington, a 20-point favorite at Arizona. I'm going to go first on this one.
Okay, yeah.
DJ said he has it 27-10. Mississippi State sucks. Kurt says 31-3. But yeah, very excited with this game. I think obviously Michigan State played Washington, and Will, I know you're not in here, Michigan State fan. I think maybe even Guinea Pig said this. I don't remember.
Now I know you're a Delora fan, right?
I'm not a Delora fan, but I just know he's a good quarterback, and I know Arizona's not a slouch team. Okay. Washington, I don't believe is going to cover this game. I don't believe they're going to win by 20. I think this game is going to be a bit of a shootout. I think Arizona is the best team that they've played so far, by far. They obviously Arizona lost to Mississippi State in overtime. Bama has it Washington 45-10. I'd be very surprised if they lose by 35. Just being honest. And I like Washington. I think Washington's a top 5 team this year, top 4 team this year.
I have it by 35.
What do you have it?
35.
What do you have?
I have it 55-20.
Okay, I have this game 41-31. I have this game a 10-point game. I think obviously, and I have Washington winning, so I don't have Arizona winning. I have Edgar said we're putting up 40-60 on them. The way
Edgar's a Washington fan, or he just became
starting this year.
Oh, okay. Okay. He just said this.
But I mean, that's not bad though, because I mean, technically
he just became a fan.
That is his home team. So it's not like he didn't become an Alabama fan. You know what I mean? So I kind of respect it. Guinea Pig says 45-28, but McMillan shows out. Yeah, I think Delora has a good game. I think both quarterbacks play well. But yeah, I think this game is gonna be a lot closer than some people think. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 10-point game, 41-31, or even like 41-28. But I have it 41-31. I don't think Arizona gets blown out. Arizona didn't look sharp last week for Stanford, 49-20. Again, I think it would be more surprising if the game was a 10-point game to everybody else. But to me, it would be more surprising if Arizona won, or if Washington won by 30. It'd be more surprising to me because I think Arizona is not a bad team, and I'm not an Arizona fan. Yeah, I'm not an Arizona fan.
Washington team is ridiculous.
I do think they're a really good team. I think home field advantage might play a little bit of a factor in this game. Yeah. So I could see it being a little bit closer. Again, I don't anticipate Arizona winning this game. I don't see Arizona can put up points like that. This is the best defense they played. I agree with that. It's not just Penix. It's the 3 NFL wide receivers too. I agree with that as well. We'll just have to see if I'm completely wrong again, just like I was with Nebraska.
Yeah, I think Washington right now has 3 receivers averaging 100 yards a game. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they've been balling. The last top 25 matchup of the week, Nevada at number 25, Fresno State. I don't have much to say about this game. I don't think Fresno State covers. I just say that just because I don't know much about either of these teams. I have it 38-20, so I have them winning by 18.
So because of how late this game is, this is a game I may actually watch. Obviously Fresno State now in the top 25. I don't know much about them, and I think you kind of said that. So I want to see. I know Nevada is 0-4, and I assume if you're 0-4, you are not very good. So I'm going 48-14.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with that score. Like I said, I haven't watched either of these teams play. Guinea Pig said Nevada is absolutely horrible. Yeah, I haven't watched either of these teams. I can't name one player on either of these teams. So maybe I got to start doing my research.
I just literally looked. I based that literally on their record. I don't know anything. I haven't watched them, but
obviously we've been live for 40 minutes. Not as many top 25 games this week because there's so many bye weeks. DJ said Fresno State is good. I guess we'll see this week. We'll see this week.
Yeah, I guess I want to check them out.
But I kind of want to talk about something else in today's live show other than just the games, obviously, because there's less games to talk about, and we're only about 35, 40 minutes in. What teams are you most surprised that are like doing good this year and that are on the rise? I know the title of our YouTube stream today is Week 5 game previews and teams on the rise. So, like, I'm going to name a few teams, and you tell me, like, if it's surprising to you or shocking that they're having this good of a year, okay? So the first one I want to do is Miami. Are you surprised with the 4-0 start?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Miami had been. I thought the talent was there. It just didn't. It had never seemed to come together. So, but yeah, I didn't think they'd go 4-0. I thought they would lose the Texas A&M game, like most people. And yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised because I think Miami should be, and it is good for college football when they're a good team.
Do you think they have a chance to win the ACC?
I think I need to see them against. Now, I'm going to say no.
They do play North Carolina in 2.5 weeks.
But I think I need to see them against one of the top ACC teams to give a real assessment. I need to see them play North Carolina or Duke or not even Florida State, which obviously that would be the ultimate goal. But I need to see them against one of those really good teams.
Okay, the next team. Are you surprised that Oklahoma's this good?
No, I think this is the one that I kind of felt like Oklahoma was going to be better. I think Venables kind of took over a bad situation very late in the process and didn't get an opportunity to really get some guys in. He didn't get an opportunity to get his system in.
They do, Greg. Miami does play Florida State at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think with that time, I think Venables is going to be a good coach, and I think Oklahoma is a blue blood, literally sitting on top of a recruiting hotbed. He was going to be able to turn this around.
Okay, the next one, DJ said shocked by Oklahoma. The next one, I want to know. I mean, obviously, we talked about them in the offseason. This was a top team. Okay. Are you surprised with how good Washington is? Like how good they are? We knew they were going to be a good team, but do you think they're going to be?
Yeah, I think I'm shocked at how good. Yeah, how this offense is ridiculous. So I thought they would be good. I did not think they would be this. So yeah, I would say a little bit surprised.
Okay, now we're going to talk about teams that have fallen off.
Okay.
Are you surprised that Clemson is 2-2 right now?
Yeah. I don't.
How much of a shock is it to you?
I think that's probably one of the shocks of college football this year, right? Clemson is, and again, for all the, and I know people give you a lot of crap, and I am not a Clemson fan in any way, but Clemson is a power in college football. So to be 2-2, this isn't the NFL. To be 2-2, with a loss to Duke, like the Florida State game, I think that one could have went either way. So if they were 3-1, I don't think I'd be shocked. But yeah, 2-2, Clemson. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Okay, the next team, we're going to talk about an SEC team. Are you shocked that Arkansas is 2-2?
Yes, I thought, but I don't know what's going on with Raheem Sanders. I thought they were going to be much better with KJ Jefferson and Raheem Sanders. I thought they were going to make some noise in the West. They haven't. So yeah, a little shocked.
Okay, so
it is still Arkansas though.
So the last topic I kind of want to cover is playoff talks. Okay. So everybody in the comments,
take those same team. What's your thoughts?
So for Clemson, obviously, well, here I'll start from the top. So we went with.
Don't you have it written? I was about to say.
No, I was just looking at the rankings. So we talked about Miami. I think that's a shock to me that Miami has been this high. But I know in the preview I did say that I thought Van Dyke would be a lot better with the new offensive coordinator. So I do think they're going to be better. I think they're going to finish 9-3 or 10-2 with a chance to get to the ACC title game if something happens above them. The next team, Oklahoma. I predicted this. I knew Oklahoma was going to be good this year. And they're still my pick to win the Big 12. I think they beat Texas. I think Dylan Gabriel is a top 2 to 3 quarterback in the Big 12. And I think, like you said, he has a chance to win the Heisman depending on how he plays against Texas. So Oklahoma, to me, is not surprising. I think Brent Venables is the best defensive coach in college football. We'll see how much of that defensive mind comes into factor against Texas. In that offense. But yeah, that's not a surprise. Washington is a surprise to me. I didn't think they'd be this good. I thought they were a top 10 team, top 12 team, but I didn't think the offense was going to look this explosive where, at halftime they have 45 points.
Unstoppable, yeah.
And Penix doesn't even need to play, and he's still leading the league in stats in the country in stats. So I'm very surprised at that. I think of all of those, Washington's my most surprised, even though I thought they were a top 10 team. They're still very surprising because you can still have high expectations for someone and they could still exceed those expectations. Yeah. So I would say Washington to me is that. On the other side, obviously I'm a Clemson fan. And I thought that we would be back in the playoff picture this year. Not saying we would be in the playoffs, but I thought that we'd be competing. Last year we were competing for the playoffs, lost to South Carolina when we were number 8. So I thought this year would be kind of similar. Maybe one loss to Florida State, one loss to Notre Dame, playing the ACC title game with a chance to get in late. But obviously 2-2 now. I would assume that we finished 9-3 at the end of the regular season, hoping to win a bowl game to get to the 10-win mark. But right now, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we're 8-4, 7-5 with how we look playing against an undefeated Syracuse team this week. So we'll see there. But that's very surprising to me. And then last, I had Arkansas. They're not surprising to me. I started off the damn Arkansas video saying another overrated SEC team. If y'all don't remember, go watch the Arkansas video. I'm pretty sure I said it was either that or Florida. I said that for one of the damn videos. I'm not a fan of Arkansas. I didn't think they were that good. They're 2-2 now. I would assume they're going to finish 7-5 or 6-6. I know I said one of those two records in the preview video, and everybody thought I was an idiot, talking to me like I was crazy. I didn't have them losing to BYU, but the fact they lost to BYU is kind of crazy. Greg said, I got to say Texas has surprised me the most. I did not see them beating Alabama. I agree. But you had them beating Alabama, though. Kurt said, not surprised by UW at all. Penix threw for a ton last year. He and his top receivers all returned this year.
Yeah, I think he was number 2 in passing yards last year, and obviously returned to everybody.
But so moving on, I think that was all the teams that we talked about. If I'm not mistaken. Moving on, playoffs. So everybody in the comment section, please, if you haven't already, like the video. But I also want you to kind of engage in this exercise with us. So kind of, I just call it exercise. So, Dad, I want you to tell me, if you were the playoff committee right now, based on what you've seen, what 4 teams are you putting in the playoffs 1-4? What is your matchups 1-4? Who would you put in the, and also in the comment section, please give us your 4 in order.
If I'm the committee, I got to put Georgia 1 because they're still undefeated, back-to-back champion. So I think they have to be 1, even though I don't think they've been impressive. I think I have to put them at 1. And then to me, again, because if I'm going right now, I'm going off of quality wins. And this is where it gets tougher for me with certain teams. So I think to me, one of the biggest wins is Texas over Alabama. So I got to put Texas at 2. Florida State with 2, what I think are quality wins, 1 at LSU and 1 at Clemson. I got to put them at number 3. And then Ohio State winning at Notre Dame. I got to put them number 4. So I go Georgia, Texas, Florida State, Ohio State. Oh man, literally just different order, but the same as guinea pig.
Okay, so you don't have Washington in your top 4.
No. So if you asked me to project out, I would. I just don't think they have a quality win, a major big win yet.
Okay. So Daniel has a Washington, Georgia, Penn. So my top 4 would be Georgia at 1. 2 would be Florida State.
Okay.
3 would be Ohio State. 4 would be Washington. Okay. I think Texas would be 5 for me. I know Texas has the big win, but I think based on the eye test as well, I think Washington is a top 4 team, whether they have a quality win or not. I think they have a tremendous offense. I think they've looked dominant. You can only beat who you beat. Obviously, if we're projecting, I think Washington's going to be there at some point. Unless
and that's what I say. So I think that's 2 different exercises. If you ask me to pick right now, because I got to go by quality wins, but if you ask me to project out, I think Washington is going right. If I had to and I know we did this a while ago, but if I had to redo my playoff picks, I think Washington is going to win the Pac-12, and I think they're going to be in the playoffs.
Okay, so I'm going to, before we head out, one last kind of exercise, not really exercise, one activity, if you want to say. So there's 10 teams. There's more than 10, but there's 10 undefeated teams in the top 10 right now. Okay. And there's obviously North Carolina, Oklahoma, Washington State, Duke, whatever, Miami. Yeah. The top 10, though, of those 10, if there was one team that you think could fall off a cliff and, finish the season 10-2 or 9-3, what is that one team that you're like, one of these teams could happen to?
Let me pull.
I'll talk about mine first then.
Okay. I just need to pull it up because I don't want to talk about a team that's.
I'm gonna say, and you guys can call me a hater all you want, but I'm gonna say that team is Texas. I think Texas is the one team that I could say confidently. I don't have them going undefeated, but I would say confidently. I think in the Big 12, every team is very clumped together. So I wouldn't be surprised if they lost 2 to 3 games. Daniel said Utah. That's a good one. Greg said got to be Utah or Texas. Guinea Pig said Utah. Bama said USC.
I need to see a team schedule, but I think I'm gonna say something that might be a little controversial. Let me look at their schedule.
He's gonna say Georgia. That's what he's gonna say.
No. I'm not gonna say Georgia because I think Georgia's schedule plays out well for them. I'm gonna say USC.
I don't feel like that's controversial because
I think when I look at how they've played against, again, to me, what I think would be worse teams, and you still got teams like, and that's why I said I need to look at their schedule, but you still got teams like Utah, Oregon, Washington, Oregon State has played looked good. Like there are still good teams, and like I said, I don't know off the top right now what all teams USC plays. I was trying to pull it up, but my guess would be USC. That defense is horrible.
Yeah. I just feel like Texas, they haven't they beat Alabama, but they haven't looked amazing in other games. Obviously they play Oklahoma. I think that's a toss-up game. But I think if they're able to beat Oklahoma, then that pick is completely out the window. Because I think if they beat Oklahoma, they can beat anybody else.
So I'm going to take reasonable losses that USC could have. Notre Dame, Utah, Washington, Oregon. I think you could take any of those 4 games and call them a toss-up. And if they lost any one of those games, I wouldn't be shocked. So all 4 of those games could be a toss-up. If they lost 3 of them and they're 9-3, I think we're looking at this like, oh, what the heck? So yeah, I go USC. That would be mine.
Okay. A lot of Utahs, a lot of USCs.
I thought I was going crazy with the USC. Okay.
Guinea pig said I can't see Texas finish anything worse than 10-2. I would say 10-2 for me is where I'd probably put them. Just because, again, I think the only way they don't do that is if they beat Oklahoma, because I think they play TCU still. They still play BYU, who beat Arkansas, so they're not a slouch. So they have a lot of tough games still left remaining. And I think the Big 12, like I said, there are a lot of teams clubbed together, kind of like the Pac-12 in a sense. They're just not all playoff contenders. But I think any one of them could win any week. But that's going to wrap it up for our Week 5 predictions.
Yeah, because Thursday night football's on.
What's going on in the game? The Lions are up 14-3. In the first quarter. But we are dropping our Utah versus Oregon State preview tomorrow before the game starts. And before we leave today, again, do us a favor, bring somebody else to the live show, bring somebody else to the channel, help us get to 1,000. We just hit 950 by Chi-Town Sports, I think his name was, finding the channel here.
Chi-Town. Hopefully you got that trade, baby.
Hopefully he sticks around with us. But before we head out, I do want to do trivia today. Okay. One of those things we did last time, guess the player. Guess the player Thursday night football edition. So we're gonna go with players on the Packers or the Lions. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you. Don't be looking, bro.
I'm looking at the rosters. I pulled up stats, so I'm not.
Okay, that's fine.
I have
can't
the
even see.
Score
Okay. I'm looking at it too. But the thing is, because if you click it, it'll tell you exactly what school they went to. That's why.
Okay. I'm not gonna click anything. My hands will be right here.
So I'm not going to give you that. You're not going to get that one. DJ said, great show, guys. Go Irish beat Duke. All right. So the first one we're going to do is Romeo Dobbs.
That's crazy. I don't know.
Okay. He went to Nevada.
Oh, yeah. I did not know that.
Okay. The next one we're going to do is you're not going to know that one either. Preston Smith, linebacker, Packers.
Did he go to Notre Dame?
No, he went to an SEC school.
Arkansas?
No.
Georgia?
No, you flop it. He went to Mississippi State. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
2 good ones.
Next one we're gonna do. All right, you should know this one.
Okay.
Darnell Savage.
I don't know.
Bro, you followed him right now. He went to Maryland.
Oh, all right. Okay. Hold on. Let me get 3.
All right, go ahead. You used 0 for 3, but that's terrible, man. Come on now. What you doing, man? You selling.
Okay, yeah. No, that was a bad one. You know.
Don't do the Packers Lions. Do a different one. Because I just looked at a bunch of players. I was looking at a bunch of players while I was giving you ones. That's why. So I don't want to cheat. At least I'm being honest.
Well, I appreciate that.
So just go to another game or something.
All right, this is taking me to vivid seats.
Kurt said I'm 0-3 too. That's all right. We're gonna do 3 more.
I appreciate you, Kurt.
We're gonna do 3 more.
All right.
Greg said same, man. Those ones were hard ones?
Yeah, you was going crazy. Okay, I'm doing what I think is gonna be the game of the week in the NFL, which is the Miami Buffalo game.
Okay, I respect that one.
Okay, so let's look this up.
You know, it's crazy. I don't remember where Matt Breida went, and we did that one last time. I don't remember where he went already.
And yeah, we did that. Okay, let's go. You know this one.
Sterling said missed all those.
Okay. Do you remember Mostert? Where did Mostert go?
Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
I think we talked about him last time.
No, I don't think we've talked about him yet.
Did he go to Southern Miss?
No.
He went to
this one I knew.
Did he go to small school?
It is a Power 5 school.
Raheem Mostert. I don't know. Where did he go?
He went to a Big Ten school. That helps.
I don't know.
He went to Purdue.
Bro, I knew that, bro. I knew that. I knew that because I used to play on him with NCAA. That's how I knew that one. Okay. I should have known that one. I screwed that one up. I knew that one.
All right. Dawson Knox, the tight end for Buffalo.
Yo, we about to go 0 for 6 today.
Come on.
Where did Dawson Knox go to school? Did he go to Missouri?
No. He went to SEC school.
He did go to SEC?
He went to an SEC school, yes. But not Missouri.
Dawson Knox.
That's his name, Dawson Knox.
He didn't go to Florida. He didn't go to LSU. He didn't go to Arkansas.
Somebody don't look in the chat because
he went to Ole Miss. I already looked, but that's fine. All right. So
that one don't count.
0-5, 0-5, 0-5, 0-5.
All right.
Y'all better not be looking it up either. Don't be cheating in here. All right, last one. I got to get at least one. Come on.
All right, let me see. Let me see if this is a good one.
Don't go easy, bro. Come on.
Okay, I was about to give you.
Don't go easy. No, don't. We don't want no layups.
Let me see. I don't know if you know this one. No, you know this one. You know that one. I'm trying to make it.
It was Ole Miss.
Let's go. Latavius Murray.
UCF.
Oh, I should have known that you knew that.
Do another one. Do another one.
Okay.
The Packers are getting throttled right now.
Let's go. Let me see. Would you know this? Let's go, Jordan Poyer.
Oh, Jordan Poyer. He's a safety, and he either went to an ACC school or a Pac-12 school.
He did go to either an ACC school or a Pac-12.
He did, right?
He went to one of.
He went to an ACC school. He went to an ACC school.
He did not go to an ACC school.
Jordan Poyer. Did he? I'm blocking the things. I don't want to see. I feel like he went to like a smaller Pac-12 school, one that's like not as good. Like I feel like he went to like he didn't go to UW. He didn't go to Washington State. He didn't I don't think he went to Cal. Not Arizona. Did he go to Colorado?
No.
Okay, hold on. He didn't go to UCLA. Let me look at the teams, just the rankings, the Pac-12. I'm missing the teams. Hold on.
This is a team you know in the Pac-12.
Hold on. He went to Oregon State.
He went to Oregon State.
He went to Oregon. I knew it, but like I just had to see it on the thing. I had to see it. I knew he went to. That motherfucker
looked at the answer. That's what he.
No, I didn't look.
No, I'm messing with you.
I'm just looking at the. I'm just looking at the standings. I just had to see all the teams in the Pac-12. 1 for 6 today on Classic Culture. We did not do too hot.
This is a good one.
But thank you guys so much. Another hour-long show. Yep. As we do this show right now, the Lions are throttling the Packers. My $50 bet down the toilet. I bet the Packers just to go up by 7 at any point. $50.
Oh yeah, you're not getting that.
Like to go up by 7 at any point.
Well, maybe I couldn't score first.
They scored. I mean, they might have scored 3, but I needed them to score to go up by 7 at any point.
Oh, gotcha.
And they couldn't do it. So, yep, my parlay down the window or down the drain. Obviously, tomorrow, big game, Utah, Oregon State. We're going to be dropping that video tomorrow around 1 o'clock Eastern, probably, give or take 1 to 2 Eastern. So please do us a favor. Turn the notification bell on if you haven't already so you guys can check that video out before it goes live. Get our full thoughts and in-depth analysis on that game. Obviously, we already gave our pick for it, but just talk about it a little bit more. And then we have the live show Saturday night to recap these games, see where I mean, we can't really say see where you mean you went wrong because we had the same damn picks on pretty much every game. And we're also going to talk about the pickem. So please show up, show out Saturday night, the live show. Lions just scored a field goal, 17-3.
Oh man, you playing? Come on, so I can get to the game.
But we appreciate you guys. See you guys in the Discord. If you haven't joined already, the link is in the description. We will see you guys tomorrow at the show and then Saturday at the live show. Peace out.
Peace out.